What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Laid Off and Living. So I've decided to start a new series called Laid Off and Living because guess what? I just got laid off. And this was so, I'm not going to say unexpected, but I don't know what to call it. But nonetheless, no one wants to lose their source of income, right? That's why they say it's so important to have multiple streams of income and to have a savings of at least like 6 months or more. But anyways, so with this series, I'm going to be showing just my life of laid off and still living, because one thing I believe is like, just because you are unemployed, laid off, especially if it's no fault of your own, does not mean that you're dead. You still have to live life. You still have to get up, do a routine every day, and just have something to look forward to and live life, right? So I just want to take y'all on my journey of being laid off. And yes, I am currently looking for jobs, applying for jobs. But, until we get there, and even after, I get my next job, I want to take y'all on the road with me. So today I am mailing back the MacBook that my company that I was using for my job that I just got laid off from. And I'm at the UPS store, and they sent me a shipping label. I'm about to mail that back. Since this is the first episode, I will tell y'all how it got to this point. I'm going to talk about like this job in particular, but each episode will be a little different, but it's going to be, still about me laid off and living. So let's go mail this off real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so got that shipped off, which I had to pay $3.25 because I didn't have a printer to print off the label and they had to print it for me. But whatever, I'm not even about to bug the job to get $3.25 back. It is what it is. So, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all how this whole layoff thing came about. I mean, a layoff is a layoff. They tell you they don't need you anymore, whatever. But I'm not gonna say the company's name, but I will tell you what it is, what the company is, who it is, as far as like what we did. So think of HelloFresh. We deliver medically tailored meals to people with a diagnosis, basically. And my particular role was kind of like, I started off doing like outreach, like calling the clients, just seeing how they're liking their service, seeing if I can help with any issues they may be having with like deliveries, or if they want to change their meal plan or something like that. And then I got trained to work with one of the insurance companies that we were partnered with, IHP Inland Empire, I believe it is. And so I was doing the enrollment process for members, basically, to get enrolled into our program. And so I was doing that along with the outreach. And then they kind of took that away from me. It was me and another teammate that was doing it. They took that away from us, and we started getting a lot of like failed deliveries. Whether it was our delivery partner's fault, and then if it wasn't like a failed delivery, it was they were receiving like rotten fruit and vegetables, whatever. So we started getting a lot of failed deliveries, and that's when our team stepped in and we had to kind of like track down, why was this delivery failed? Do we need to send out a replacement? Does this person still live at this address? Or do we need to like add specific delivery instructions to make sure the delivery partner knows where to go? Blase. And it turns into like a logistics, whatever. Everything I was doing at this job was nothing like what they told me I would be doing in the interview. In the interview, we talked about like doing workshops, and mind you, I had 3 interviews with this company before they hired me, like 3 stages of interviews. And each one was talking about like workshops, doing like a live cooking show, like educating the members on the benefits of the food that they're eating and things like that, like posting on social media. It was like they sold me a dream, right? Because I was coming from an engagement role with the YMCA, and it kind of aligned with what I was already doing. I had my reasons from leaving there, but yeah. So I'm like, yeah, like an interview. I'm like, okay, yeah, like this sounds like, something that I would enjoy doing. So we get on, and then we start doing everything I just mentioned, like everything that the logistics and the order replacements and stuff like that, stuff that we really didn't talk about. And so my whole team was basically feeling how I was feeling, like they bamboozled us. This is not what they told us we would be doing. I remember we even had a meeting, and they told us like they should have been more transparent about what we were going to be doing. All right, so now we're on the team, and they got us doing all these other little things. Like, I swear to y'all, it felt like every day I came to work, I never knew if I was going to be a lifeguard, a teacher, a doctor, a plumber, because our job duties were changing so much. All right, so, it is what it is. You roll with the punches, because let's be honest, in this climate today, like, you need your job. Government stuff is crazy, workforce is crazy, and you're just really trying to hold on to your job. You're really trying to just learn what you can learn and do a good job and go home, right? So fast forward, I'm with the company for maybe now this is the thing that kind of was a red flag to me. In my second interview, I'm not going to say her name, but she was in HR. She told me, I asked her, how does she like working at the company, right? And she told me oh, we have our slow days, and then we have days where we don't know what's going on. And she was like, she asked me, where do I see myself in 5 years or something like that? And she was like, well, because, I don't even know my future with the company. Basically, hinting to me, this company is bullshit. Excuse my language. But that's what she was hinting to me. Now, of course, you don't know. You're freshly coming in to a new organization, so you don't really know, okay, is that an individual thing that you have a problem, but this is not a problem for everybody else? Or you don't know, so you don't want to go off of one person's whatever interaction, you know what I mean? So I just kind of kept that in the back of my head, how that interview went and all the things she was saying. But at the same time, I was just like, let me not get too caught up on it. So when we start the job and we're doing all this stuff and we're doing all these different duties, and our duties change every day, we have maybe let me see, I started in June 2024. So I want to say September was our first big layoff, and I don't remember how many people it was, but it was a long list. So we have a layoff, and then I'm going to do a separate video of the pros and cons of working with a startup company, and the pros and cons of working from home, because this was a remote job. But anyway, so the first layoff, I believe, was in September. The way it was done was crazy. They literally just sent an email out and gave the list of names of who was let go. You know how when you, back in the day in high school, middle school, you try for the basketball team, you try for the cheerleading team, and then the next day they post the names in the hallway or something, and you go looking for your name? That's how it was. It was you go look for your name in the email to see if you're let go. So every day after that was kind of you wake up and you don't know if you're gonna have a job. You're looking for an email. Given that it's a startup company, you feel okay, are they revamping? Are they losing funding? Is my job secure? You don't know. After the first layoff, There was, I want to say, a second layoff. I can't even remember. I want to say there were, including my layoff, there were 4 layoffs, 3 or 4 layoffs, right? But I know right before my layoff, right before that one was in January. So it was kind of one of those things of like, we knew that there was a possibility that, you know, there could be more layoffs, but also we were informed that we were supposed to be getting some funding in April. And if we didn't get this funding, there could be another layoff. But also, we were being told that everyone on our team was safe. Now, of course, I was taking that with a grain of salt. Like, I wasn't really believing that we were safe. But at the same time, it's like, you want to believe you're safe, because who wants to have to go look for another job? Especially like, I just moved into an apartment. I just moved to Dallas. Like, I just got my apartment. I just furnished my apartment. I'm starting a whole new life, and I'm just like, damn, I don't want to lose my job at this point. Like, we're in this meeting, in our daily meeting with our team, with the engagement team. And I get called into a meeting. And as soon as I logged on to, it was like a Zoom meeting or something. As soon as I log into the meeting, it's my boss's boss and the HR person. I immediately knew it was, okay, damn, you're about to get laid off. But I was like, wait, am I getting fired because I've done something wrong? Because I was like, my boss been telling me I've been doing a good job. Or am I getting like laid off because they didn't get the funding? Apparently, I'm guessing they didn't get the funding, and I'm assuming that funding was to pay our salary. So anybody with like a top salary, they kind of was just like, eh. So I want to say it was like 5 of us in this, the layoff that I was included in. It was some IT people, another engagement person, someone from my enrollment team. But you know what? And I was telling my coworkers this. The morning that I got laid off, I woke up that morning and I felt different. Like, I felt light. Like, I felt like a new beginning. Like something like just like I felt refreshed, and like just something was different. You know, I did my daily morning routine. I got up, I took a shower, I made my breakfast, I logged on, and probably like an hour later, then that's when they let me go. I kid you not, after I had the meeting and they told me I was let go, I felt even lighter. And I was just like, okay. Don't get me wrong, nobody wants to lose their income, right? But at the same time, because they bamboozled us on this job and what it was really about, I did not like my job. I didn't like what I was doing. It was not what I was told I was going to be doing. And I just kind of just really was ready to go anyways. Aside from that, it was like, I was tired of waking up every morning not knowing if we're going to have a layoff, or am I going to be included? Are we going to get a big email and I'm going to have to look for my name? You know what I mean? Like, it was like this thing dangling over our head that we constantly was worried about. That's not a good feeling, to go into work and not knowing like if it's your last day. You know what I mean? Like, it takes your mind off of being productive and efficient at work. It just makes you feel like, just get it over with already. If you're going to let me go, let me go. So in a way, I was just kind of happy that it was over with. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm let go. It is what it is. And then too, I felt like this is God's way of just like, hey, you're in Texas. It's time for a new beginning. I have something greater for you. That's what I've learned. We try to hold on to things that are not really for us. Things, people, relationships, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes God will continuously show you like, this is not it. This is not for you. It's time to let it go. And we just keep trying to hold on, or keep going back to something or someone that is not for us. And I have been learning to like listen. and to sit in silence and just let God speak to me. Because another thing I realized is when I'm so moving so much and just out in the world and being so worldly and just I'm not praying like I need to, I'm not meditating, I'm not allowing God to speak to me, I lose track of everything. And in some way, somehow, God does something in my life to sit me down so I can pay attention to him again. So I just feel like this is God basically saying, you knew this was coming. That's why I kept warning you. That's why I was telling you, go ahead and prepare yourself. So you may ask, what is my next move? How am I gonna make money? I'm a smart girl. Of course, I have a savings account. But let's be real. Who wants to live off their savings account? And then it's like, for how long can you live off your savings account? I was already working on things in the background because I felt like the layoff was coming. I'm setting things up. I'm trying to get things set up. So, But I felt like it was important to share this part of my life because the U.S. is crazy right now. The job market is crazy right now. I've seen job postings, and I've applied and I've reached out to the hiring manager to express my interest, and then they say, oh, this was posted by mistake, only for them to take the job posting down and repost it with a lower pay. Craziness. Like, I've seen all kind of things in this job market right now. I think the biggest thing right now is to just focus on God, continue to do my daily routine of getting up and praying and meditating and working out. And I don't want to get to a point where I'm just like laying in bed all day and I'm not doing anything, because that can easily turn into a depression, and I'm not trying to do that. So this is me being very vulnerable. Something I'm not used to. This is me telling other people who have been laid off recently, you are not by yourself. We can get through this together. All you got to do is just keep a positive mind. I don't know who you believe in, but I pray to God every night, multiple times a day. And I just try to keep myself busy. That is the biggest thing. Like, even if I'm watching TV, I'm watching something that is going to help me elevate, not just like reality TV or anything like that. Like, I even put a limit on how much TV I can watch, because I feel like I don't want to find myself just scrolling, watching just random things on TV. I want to watch something that's going to empower me and keep me going. You know what I mean? So that is my TED Talk. But yeah, so this new series of Laid Off and Living, look forward to more videos. I'm just taking y'all on a ride with me, on this journey with me of finding a new job, of navigating through life. I just moved to Dallas, Texas. Like, y'all really gonna see like the ups, the downs, the everything. I mean, like I said, I'm living off my savings right now, and we gonna rock it out. We gonna make it do what it do. I'm not like saying I can't do DoorDash or Lyft or Uber. Yes, if it comes to that, I would definitely be doing that. Definitely. Whatever comes my way, you guys will be on the journey with me. But for now, I thank y'all for hanging with me. I will see y'all on episode 2. Okay, y'all, look. I don't know what's going on, but I was just sitting here recording, and the ambulance just pulled up. What's going on? Tell y'all something. Since I moved to Dallas, there has been, all I hear is sirens. All I hear is sirens all day and night. And I live downtown, so you know. Like, I'm not too far from Deep Ellum, and I'm on the other side of the bridge, but it's still not far. Okay. Child, because the only stores that are over here, oh, this is the orthodontic family health. Somebody done messed somebody's teeth up. Come on, I'm trying to see what's going on. Don't you hate when you're trying to be nosy and it's just taking too long for you to get the tea? Good Lord.